Hey guys, Ollie here from London Disc Golf Community. Welcome back to my disc golf collection series. Today we'll be covering off my used discs. So the big pile at the end there, that is all the discs that I used to throw but don't throw anymore. There's a couple of exceptions in there, but we'll get into those shortly. For all the other discs here, check out the links in the description below. You'll be able to see all the videos for all of those. And two are coming out very soon. But for now, let's get into those. Alright, let's jump straight into it. We're going to start off from the top, just work our way down. Try and make this one a quick video, but obviously there's quite a lot of discs to cover, so let's get into it. First one here is my Star Boss. As you can see, it's been worn quite a lot. I got an Eagle on hole 14 at Queenstown Gardens 5 years ago. At the time, I think only 2 or 3 other people had done it, and I think since then 1 or 2 other people got it after me. Super, really tricky shot. Very unlikely to get it. I've had this disc for 5-6 years, and it's more sentimental than anything else. Don't throw so much with it anymore. It's very, very beaten, unstable now for me. Great bomber shots, but it's not currently in the bag. Also, I've moved my entire bag over to Trilogy now. So Innova, obviously a different brand, so it might come back one day. XRay 2019. I got a hole-in-one with this disc. So this was on hole 10 across the water. Not from the tee pad, don't worry. Hole was about 40 meters. So got a hole-in-one with that at the Ace Race. That's what that disc is for. This one. One of my first Kastaplast discs, actually. Let's see if I can figure out what it is. Very dirty. My girlfriend did this awesome design by hand, and then I ended up throwing it in the river, and it was there for 2 years before I got it back. So I only recently got it back, and it was 2018 that I played with it, threw it in the river. So in the pond, the Creeksea. So really happy to get it back. What does it say? It says, "Let's Kastaplast on the front." It's a glow Stool from 2017. That's what it is. Moving on to a somewhat old brand that I haven't heard much from, but I was in contact with the owner back in 2017, 16 I think. It's Tobu discs. So I've got both their discs here that they manufactured, Rove Roller and the Charge. These were the first PDJ approved discs with onboard electronics. So it actually has electronics built into it, which can track the location. So if you throw it away in a tree or bush, you can't find it, you can track it with GPS. And the plan was obviously to develop it further to be able to calculate RPMs, the repetitions, the speed, how many times it turns per minute, all that stuff. And I think my friend Chris, he still owns the patent for it. I don't know where he is in the stage of development of the disc now in 2021, but it would be great to catch up with him and see where he is, and whether he's outsourcing the technology or whether he's still working on something. I think it's just inevitable before we have physical technology built into it. And again, here's a closer look at it. And just so you know, you can unscrew these. Then you've got the little chip inside it here. And then that's what it looks like without it. So you can buy these and stick them onto your existing discs. Obviously that is not PDJ approved, you're not allowed to do that for PDJ competitions, but this here is PDJ approved. We'll get onto that a bit later down the pile, where I have actually stuck it on one of my own discs to test it, so we'll talk about that in a bit. The next discs, I bought that on the UK market as well. It's a Discraft Ace Race prototype, 2014. This is when the Discraft Heat first came out. So for anyone that doesn't know, the Discraft Ace Race is an annual event where Discraft usually comes out with prototype discs for people to test and try. You give back feedback to let them know what they think of the disc, and they may change it slightly, and then they bring out that disc to mass production. Very similar to what Latitude 64 does with the Trilogy challenge for dynamic discs and Westside discs, but Discraft does it slightly different with 2 discs of the same mold, and then it's Ace Race competition. Moving on to the Royal, I've got a few here. These 3 are in my bag at the moment. I've spoken about them before, so I'll go over it quickly. This is the Faith, which is the Royal Putter, prototype at the moment, coming out in 2021, so I look forward to hearing more about that. I've got 2 of the Writhe here, which is a Speed 13 driver, also prototype discs. Again, I look forward to seeing these come out. These have been working really well for me for great distance shots. They've got a lot of power on them, got a nice turn and dependable fade. So trying to beat in both of them at the same time just to have a backup, but these are really good. Right, the next few 6-7 discs, all of these are Discraft Roaches. As you probably know, I used to putt with Discraft Roaches, but we'll jump into the first one here. This was from the Ace Race 2015, one of my first competitions that I had, where we got 2 of these Roach putters, and I even got a hole-in-one with this one on 2016, so a few months later. I think there's actually a video on YouTube of me getting a hole-in-one with this, so I'll find that somewhere and put it up. But yeah, Discraft Roach. Then we have a Prodigy Roach. We've got another Prodigy Roach with the Frostbreaker stamp on there from Essex. We've got some more, these are Jawbreaker Roaches, Frostbreaker stamp, Jawbreaker Roach, Frostbreaker stamp. Another Prodigy Roach, so a few roaches there. This one here is actually my first and only PA33, what it says, PA3 putter. One more for the landfill is my friend René, the Danish disc golf guys event that he ran, the very first one. So super excited to attend that. As you can see, it's very beat in, but it's more of a memorable stamp, and it's very beat in. And it does say Prodigy discs on here, made in the USA. Moving on, this is Jay Redding, world champion. He signed my putter here. This disc I actually bought in New Zealand, and it says 4-time world champion. And then he crossed it out and added a 5 there when he actually came to sign the disc to update my disc. This used to be my go-to disc for some time. I really like the grip of it, the feel. It's got a little bead, which I've now turned away from. I'm not so much a fan of the bead, but it's just the grip was just amazing, which is why I really like this disc. But that's the putter. Got a K1 Glowline Kastaplast bird. I got a hole-in-one with this when we were out doing a glow round. This was with Andy in March 2019. Just a nice little forehand up and into the basket in a glow round. So pitch black and couldn't see anything. So I guess you could say pure luck. Yeah, really excited to have a hole-in-one disc. Moving on, this is my Star Destroyer, 4-time world champion for McBeth, and Dave Landreth gave me this, or traded this with me, and it's been working really well for me. I've spent a lot of time beating in, and again, been retired because I've now moved over to Trilogy, but this was a great disc, just keeping really for sentimental reasons, and I've spent a lot of time wearing this in, so it's valuable to me. Moving on, so before I talk about this one, chuck it in here, I'll come back to that. we've got a 12-time champion Ken Climo TBird. Very popular runs. If anyone doesn't know, Ken Climo won the World Championships 12 times. Beast, GOAT, I like to call him. And yeah, it's T-Bird, a champion T-Bird that I've had in the bag for a very, very long time. Very predictable, goes nice and straight, great disc. Discraft Frostbreaker. These were actually, what does it say here? January 2019 was kind of when I started getting into Discraft properly. I think it was all Innova up until 2017, 2018, 2016 was mostly Innova. Picked up some Discraft in 2019 that I really enjoyed and started liking and had a mixed bag. These are both vultures, by the way. And then in 2020 moved all over to Trilogy. So far it's been going really well with those guys. Keep it up. Alright, so a couple of rarer discs here. This is a Paul McBeth 3-time world champion. So not many of these about. It's a champion Rock 3, Paul McBeth 3-time world champion. It's kind of a green clear champion. It's got my name and number for when I lived in New Zealand in there. So again, I got this years and years ago, obviously before Paul McBeth won his 4th world champion. And I've got another one of these here, Paul McBeth 4-time world champion, but this is the one that I mentioned that got the Tobu tracker stuck on. So you can attach these on with some glue, and then you can have this module come out. There you go. So you can, in theory, put this on any disc, but it makes the disc not PDJ rated, or rated? PDJ approved, sorry. So you won't be allowed to throw them in competitions, but for casual rounds, for glow rounds, it can be quite handy. So this is a disc that I was out testing out and just testing the technology, what, three years ago now. And the last disc, the one with all the signatures, this was when I was up in Essex in 2018, I think, off the top of my head, where I went to support my friends in New Zealand play the World Team Disc Golf Championships. And this is a bunch of signatures from everyone that attended the event. So afterwards we'll all kind of hang out and have a good time and just got as many signatures as possible. So yeah, it's just quite a cool disc, lots of signatures, and for anyone like doing a local club thing or birthdays or thank yous, this is an awesome concept to do, is to get your club members together, sign a disc and give it as a birthday present or as a thank you or shout out, and it's just kind of a disc golf's version of a thank you card, I suppose. But this was really awesome for me to have it, and yeah, I didn't actually play in the competition, but I got to catch up with my friends from New Zealand again, which was awesome. So had a really good time, and that's it. So most of the other secondhand discs I've sold or given away, but that's pretty much it. Got a couple more videos to go, so stick around for those. They'll be coming out soon. Check out the other videos in the description below. And remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.